I've just come home from a hard day of work and I'm hungry, but the cupboard is bare. Now, ordinarily, I'd go out to my car, drive to the grocery store, and do my shopping. But today in the mail, I got this flyer that says that I can now do all of my grocery shopping online through a new service. Why not sit here in the comfort of my favorite chair with the laptop in front of me and do my shopping virtually? Let's see, I need milk, and why not cookies? And if I'm going to eat cookies, I better get some broccoli, too. Now, ordinarily, I'd get to the grocery store, get my shopping cart, and start loading it with the things of which I'm going to make my meals in the coming week. But here, I enter the grocery list, and someone at the store bags the groceries for me, drives up in a delivery van, and brings them to my front porch. This is an example of what economists call electronic commerce, or e-commerce, commerce that originates online. This is a growing chunk of the United States economy. About 1% of all retail transactions in the year 1999 occurred online. By the year 2000, it's estimated that at least 2% of all retail transactions will occur in this way, and the percentage is just going to keep growing. In 1998, only about 24% of all businesses sold goods online, that is, were participating in e-commerce. Nowadays, it's estimated that that number may be as high as 57%. You can see that electronic commerce is a bit of a sensation. It's rapidly becoming part of our life. So how do I decide whether I'm going to go to the grocery store in person or whether I'm going to sit here and do my shopping online? What are the advantages to be derived from either choice? Well, if I do my shopping online, I can, first of all, save the hassle of driving to the store. I can save the time of walking down the aisles. If I really want low-priced groceries, too, I can sit here and look among several different grocery stores competing with one another and buy my goods from whichever offers the lower prices. So e-commerce offers me competition, it offers me convenience, it saves me time. On the other hand, if I want to thump the melons and squeeze the bread and carefully read the labels, if I want the help from the guy at the meat counter, if I want my usual friendly chat with the checkout guy, Joe, who I see every week, then I have to show up at the store in person and actually inspect the goods for myself. If I want the experience of shopping, if I want to be involved, then I still have to go to the bricks and mortar facility. Think about how e-commerce is changing the way in which we do our shopping. Books, for instance. People buy more and more books online, looking for the lowest prices, looking for recommendations, all those things that e-commerce does well. So, what's happening at bookstores these days? You don't see people there just picking up a copy of a book at the lowest price. Instead, you see people who like the feel of books, who like to thumb through the books, who want to browse and meet other people who hang out at bookstores. The main thing you get at bookstores nowadays is coffee. The experience of shopping for books now has been divided into two different experiences. The virtual experience, where you get the lowest prices online, and the experience of a bookstore with all of its smells and association. This is probably going to happen increasingly as electronic commerce insinuates itself into our lives. If what you really want is commodities, you can get them cheaper and more conveniently online. If what you really want is experiences, you get them in person. Also taxes. Nowadays we're living in a kind of wonderland where transactions on the internet are not taxed. Whereas if you go to the grocery store, you have to pay a sales tax. And most states and counties depend on this sales tax to fund schools and provide public goods. It probably is only a matter of time before internet transactions are taxed as well. Although this is being bitterly debated in Congress, there are some people who believe that the internet should remain a tax-free zone to encourage its growth, while others say that if you let the internet be tax-free, that regular bricks and mortar businesses will just set up kiosks and fake that they're e-commerce so they can evade taxes. This issue is yet to be decided. Meanwhile, almost 90% of college students are looking for jobs this summer online. E-commerce is beginning to include the labor market as well as the market for goods and services. Transactions costs are falling, and that means it's cheaper and more convenient to get all the things that you want. Except the experience of going to the grocery store and walking the aisles and talking with your friends and the help and experiencing the goods firsthand. There's some kinds of experiences that are still best had in the real world. So, what am I going to do? I love going to the grocery store, but anymore I'll be thinking of going to the grocery store like going to the bookstore, going to the movies, or taking a walk, something that I do when I want the experience or need to interact with my shopping in a particular way. This evening, I'm a bit rushed, so I'm going to pay for the service of having someone else pick out the goods for me. And I'm going to trust their judgment and their reputation for picking good quality and matching my wants precisely. And then they'll do the driving for me and bring the groceries to the door, and who knows, they may even smile and we have a friendly transaction on the porch instead of at the checkout counter. E-commerce is becoming part of our lives, and our commerce is going to become community in some cases and commodities in others. But we, as individuals, will do what economists believe we always do, make rational decisions about which method of shopping is most satisfying in which case.